بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله النبي الكريم. Alhamdulillah, I know it's Saturday morning. I know it's early morning as well. Most of us are, at least I am, where I'm tired, so inshallah I'll keep this as less boring as possible, inshallah. So today's topic is highway to heaven, right? Highway to heaven meaning the fastest way we can get to Jannah, inshallah, right? And before I start the topic and I'd like to start off by congratulating each and every single one of you by coming here, right? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, he says, "Ma ijtama'a qawmun fi baytin min buyutillahi yatluna kitab Allahi wa yatadarasunahu baynahum illa nazalat alayhim as-sakinah, ghashiyatuhum ar-rahmah, hafathum al-malaika, wa dhakarahum Allahu fi man 'indahu." Right? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives 4 glad tidings for those people who come to the house of Allah and sit and speak about Allah Ta'ala and recite the Kitab of Allah, which we are doing right now. Right? So those people who gather for the sake of Allah and recite the Quran and remember Allah Ta'ala, 4 glad tidings for those people. Number 1, nazalat alayhim as-sakinah. Right? So first, peace and tranquility descends on those people. Of course, this doesn't refer to sleep, right? Now, this means actual peace from Allah Ta'ala. Right? Second, ghashiyatuhum ar-rahmah, mercy enshrouds them, right? Third, hafathum al-malaika, the angels, they surround that gathering, right? And the last, 4th one, most important, dhakarahum Allahu fi man 'indahu, Allah Ta'ala himself mentions us with those who are around him. So imagine this, we're mentioning Allah Ta'ala in this small gathering here, whereas Allah Ta'ala himself is mentioning each and every single one of us, which is such a great honor. Right, so mashallah, I'd like to congratulate each and every single one of you for coming out, and jazakumullah khair. Now, so the topic is the highway to heaven, right? Now, it'll be divided into 2 parts, inshallah. The first part, basically you can write these down. These are simple ways to earn, multitudes of reward. Right, so inshallah we'll begin. The first is to be a beacon of light. Right? Meaning, what does this mean? This means be the reason of someone else doing something good. Right? This is one of the easiest ways to earn reward. Many, many rewards. Why? Because through you, other people are actually doing good as well. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself says, "Man sanna fil Islami sunnatan hasana falahu ajruha wa ajru man amila biha ba'dahu min ghayri an yanqusa min ujurihim shay'un." Right? A person who innovates a sunnah, meaning he practices a sunnah, a good sunnah of course, a good practice, so the person, he'll receive the reward. Along with that, anyone who practices upon that after him. So for example, right, I give charity, right, and because of me, or because of my encouragement, somebody else gives charity. So inshallah, not only will he get the reward of his charity, at the same time, I will also get the reward for his charity, without any decreasement in his reward. Right? So Allah Ta'ala is not cheap, right? It's not that, he'll take some from him and then give it to us. No. Allah Ta'ala will give him the full reward. Along with that, Allah Ta'ala will give us the full reward as well. Right? So this is one of the easiest ways. But at the same time, it's a flip-sided coin. Right? Rasulullah sallallahu goes on and he says, وَمَنْ سَنَّ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ سُنَّةً سَيِّئَةً كَانَ عَلَيْهِ وِزْرُهَا وَوِزْرُ مَنْ عَمِلَ بِهَا مِنْ بَعْدِهِ مِنْ غَيْرِ أَنْ يَنْقُصَ مِنْ أَوْزَارِهِمْ شَيْءٌ. Right? The person who begins an evil practice, he begins an evil practice, and because of him, other people also indulge in that evil. Right? So not only will that person get the sin for that action, similarly, the first person will also get the sin for that person doing that action. Right? So it's very scary, right? So it's an easy way to go to Jannah. At the same time, it's also scary, and it can lead a person directly to Jahannam as well. Right now, because of a person, many people are doing haram, many people are doing sins. Right? Of course, many examples can be given, but so it's a flip-sided coin. A person, it's easy to go to Jannah through this means, by being the reason of other people doing good. Right? So this is the first part. And second is be amongst those who Rasulullah ﷺ himself mentioned in the hadith that these people will continue to receive reward even after their deaths. Right? So there's a list of a few people who Rasulullah ﷺ himself mentioned that they will continue to receive rewards. So imagine this, you've passed away, and of course this is inevitability, right? We all pass away. And even after you pass away, your book of good deeds is continuing to grow. Imagine that. That's what we all want, right? We're investing in our akhirah. Literally investing in our akhirah. So, amongst those people who Rasulullah ﷺ said, they'll receive good deeds even after their deaths. Number one, the first person is the person who learned knowledge and then he taught and spread it. So, the person, عِلْمٌ عَلَّمَهُ وَنَشَرَهُ, the person who learned knowledge and he spread it. Now, this doesn't mean any knowledge. This doesn't mean, meaning of course dini knowledge, beneficial knowledge, which is dini. So that person, he learns whatever it may be, and then he goes on and he teaches someone else. Rasulullah himself, he says, مَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقًا يَلْتَمِسُ فِيهِ عِلْمًا سَهَّلَ اللَّهُ لَهُ بِهِ طَرِيقًا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. The person who goes out to seek knowledge, Allah Ta'ala makes for him the pathway to Jannah easy. Right? So not only that, these are the rewards of the person who earns or who goes out for knowledge, and after that, the person who teaches that knowledge. So for example, I teach you a certain dua. For example, saying, Allahumma ajirni minan nar 7 times after Fajr and 7 times after Maghrib, protects a person from the fires of Jahannam. Right? So, for one simple thing, right? So 7 times you read this dua, after Fajr and after Maghrib, inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will protect you from the fires of Jahannam. Now, let's say, because of what I said right now, another person or somebody else practices upon this, right? So not only will he get the full reward, right, and Allah Ta'ala will also give me the reward of that person reciting this dua. Right? So it's very simple. Right? Now, for example, you tell 10 people, that those 10 people, each person tells another 10 people. So all those rewards will be going back to the first person. Right? It's amazing. Right? So that's the first person who will continue to receive reward even after he passes away, is the person who learns knowledge and afterwards he teaches it to others. And he spreads that knowledge. The second person, and this is very important because most of us here, or most of you are here, are fathers, right? Or parents. Second person is pious children that will make dua for them. Now, children are literally your investment. Subhanallah, you have little kids reading Quran, mashallah. And this is from Allah Ta'ala. Right? But this is through the efforts of the parents. Right? Imagine this. Imagine on the Day of Judgment, your children, they come to you and they say, Dad or Mom, why isn't it that you taught me deen? Why isn't it that you gave me the opportunity to study deen? Many a time we worry about our children's future. So you send them to, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, university, mass, all of these, years and years of education so that they can receive a diploma and have a good life, right? That's the ideal objective, to have a good life. Right? But the problem is we're not considering their lives even after this life finishes, which is the actual life of the hereafter, right? In consideration of the actual life of the hereafter, we need to worry about our children's future and make sure that they learn and they get a proper education. This is the responsibility of the parents. So understand, if you raise them properly, inshallah, even long after your death, they'll remember you and they'll make dua for you, right? And whatever they do, inshallah, will go back towards you as well. So the second person will continue to receive good deeds long after they pass away is the person who has pious children, who raises pious children. Number 3, a copy of the Quran, a copy of the Mus'haf, which he gives to somebody else. Now, for example, you give a Mus'haf to somebody else, that person, every single letter he recites, he'll get the full reward for it. Along with that, you'll get the same reward. So, of course, distribution of the Quran is great. At the same time, you should also give Quran to those people who you think will recite the Quran. So give the Quran, send them out, and hand them out and give them to people who you think will recite and benefit, so that you can also benefit. So this is the third investment in your akhirah. Number 4, masjid which he built, or he helped assisted building, right? So now, of course, mashallah, I don't know if this masjid is under construction, but I see like, it seems like it's under construction. You guys can help assist in building the masjid. Not only this masjid, many masajid out there, right? So help assisting in building the masajid. What's going to happen? Every single person that does ibadah in that masjid, inshallah, you will get the reward for as well. Not only that, continue the upbringing of that masjid. So now, for example, the lights, electricity, all of these things, right? You're helping assist to build the masajid, right? And through that, you are keeping the deen alive, by keeping the masajid alive, right? So the fourth is the masjid he built or he assisted in building. Number 5, and number 6 are similar because of the same reason, is a house he built for a traveler. And nowadays it's not so common, especially in America. But back in the days and in different countries, they have separate houses, for travelers, and they make it waqf land. So these places, only travelers will come. Anybody can come and stay in that place. Of course, this was back in the day. Nowadays, wallah, because of fitna of zamana, you never know. Right, but still, that's still one of the ways to receive rewards even after you pass away. And number 6, a stream which he caused to flow, meaning water which he gave to somebody else. So because of him, other people are receiving water and nourishment. And this all goes back to removing the difficulties of Muslims and assisting in preserving humanity. Right, so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Man nafasa an mu'minin kurbatan min kurabi dunya, nafasa Allahu anhu kurbatan min kurabi yawm al-qiyamah." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself says that the person who removes the difficulty of a person in this dunya, in this life, Allah Ta'ala will remove a difficulty of his in the akhirah. Right, so simple. You remove a difficulty, Allah Ta'ala will assist you and help you in the akhirah. And وَمَنْ يَسَّرَ عَلَى مُعْسِرٍ يَسَّرَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. The person who makes something easy for a believer. Right? So you help assist, let's say somebody needed some help, something with his car, whatever it may be. You help him out, Allah Ta'ala will make your lives in the akhirah and in the dunya easy for you. Right? So that's another way to make your lives and fruitful and beneficial in this life and the akhirah. وَمَنْ سَتَرَ مُسْلِمًا سَتَرَهُ اللَّهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. The person who covers the faults of the believers. Right? Who covers the faults of the believers. Of course, this is to individual. So for example, he's doing something haram, right? You should prevent him and advise him in a righteous manner, not that you go around backbiting and slandering that person. Right? On the other hand, if somebody is doing illegal things which is affecting other people, that you should definitely go to the authorities and speak to them about it. But I'm talking about individual things regarding that doesn't affect other people, right? Otherwise, for example, if somebody's being abusive to other people or whatever it may be, for that person you should go to the appropriate authorities and speak to them and find a solution. But Rasulullah ﷺ says the person who covers the faults of the believers, Allah Ta'ala will cover his faults in this world and especially in the akhirah. Wallahu fi awni al-abdi ma kana al-abdu fi awni akhi. Allah Ta'ala is assisting. Allah Ta'ala is in the help of His believers so long as they help their own brothers and sisters, of course. Right? Meaning, so long as you continue to help your Muslim brothers and sisters, Allah Ta'ala will continue to help you. Right? So this is another thing we should keep in mind. And number 7 is sadaqah, which he gives to other people. Right? Sadaqah jariyah, basically. Right? And so this sadaqah must be given while he's alive and well. Right? Because Rasulullah also himself, he was once asked, he said, Ayu sadaqati a'zamu ajran. A person asked Rasulullah that which sadaqah is the best form of sadaqah? Which charity is the best form of charity? So Rasulullah he responded, he said, Anta saddaqa wa anta sahihun shahihun takhsha al-faqr wa ta'muru al-ghina. Right? He says that you give sadaqah while you're in good health. Why? Because many times when we're in good health, we're very mindful, we're very unmindful of Allah Ta'ala. Right? We don't worry about Allah Ta'ala. Once something happens, once somebody, may Allah forbid and Allah protect us all, somebody gets cancer or something like that, then you see put out the Quran, the dust in Quran, and you start reading all sorts of du'as. You go to the Imam and you say, please make du'a and all these things, Or you go and you give sadaqah, as much sadaqah as you can. No. We should give sadaqah. The most rewarding sadaqah is the one that you give when you're in good health. وَأَنْتَ صَحِيحٌ شَحِيحٌ. Second is when you're stingy. You don't feel like giving, right? You're stingy. تَخْشَى الْفَقْرِ. You fear poverty. Meaning you think that if I give this money right now, I might go poor, or something might happen, or whatever it may be. So you fear poverty. At that time you give sadaqah to Allah for the sake of Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala will, that's the most rewarding. And 4, وَتَأْمُلُ الْغِنَى. You want to get rich. So all these 4, these 4 reasons combined together, right? You want to get rich, you fear poverty, and you don't want to give it, and you're in good health. All the times when you're unmindful, that's the best time to give sadaqah, right? Rasulullah himself goes on, وَلَا تُمْهِلْ حَتَّى إِذَا بَلَغَتِ الْحُلْقُومِ قُلْتُ لِفُلَانٍ كَذَا وَلِفُلَانٍ كَذَا وَقَدْ كَانَ لِفُلَانٍ. And Rasulullah he's going on and he's saying that, don't wait to give sadaqah or do any types of good deeds. Right? Don't wait, don't hesitate. Why? And now you wait until